Today we're going to make some Johnny Diehl home fries. You're going to need 5 pounds of large potatoes, 2 large onions, salt, pepper, paprika, oil, and if you want them to taste right, you'll need some bacon fat. First we're going to take the 5 pounds of washed potatoes and we're going to bring them to a boil from cold water for about 45 minutes. When you're testing the potatoes in the pot when they're boiling, take a knife and you should be able to just poke it in there and pull it out. And you don't want that knife to go in too easy. It should be pretty firm. So once you've drained the potatoes and let them cool, make sure you drain them right after they're done boiling. You don't want them left sitting in the hot water. When they're cool the next morning, you can peel them with a butter knife, or we used to use a clam knife back in the luncheonette. You're going to take that same butter knife or clam knife, if that's what you were using, and dice these potatoes into 1/2-inch cubes. Now as you're working with the potatoes, if they were a little overcooked, you might want those cubes to be a little larger so you don't have to handle the potato as much. Back in the 70s, as a middle school student, you could make $3 to $5 a pan cutting these up. We'll use a 9-inch by 12-inch Pyrex pan, maybe a cake pan, or if you're taking them somewhere and don't want to worry about the pan, use a foil disposable pan. For scale, and a heads up, I only made a small pan using 4 or 5 potatoes, but it's much better when you cook the whole 5 pounds. So you'll take those 2 large onions, peel and dice them. I usually dice them by starting by cutting it in half and then slicing that half, rotating it, and slicing it the opposite direction. Once you have them diced up in a rocking motion, just keep dicing them until they get to the nice same size, small diced onion. Now we're going to take our pan of potatoes and we're going to spread those onions over the top of them and then basically mix them in a little bit. Stir them into the pan of potatoes and then take the balance and spread them across the top. Next thing we'll do is we'll put some salt and pepper over the top of the potatoes. You can use ground pepper like I'm doing here, or out of the container ground pepper. Salt. You'll probably use a couple teaspoons, or tablespoons for that matter. I like them nice and salt and peppery. And then cover the top of that with paprika. Don't be shy. Go ahead and just cover it so you got a nice dark red covering. We'll drizzle some cooking oil over the top of this. Not too much, just a splash. Maybe a 1/8 of a cup. And we'll take that and put it in a preheat oven at 350 degrees. And we'll cook this for 45 minutes. out of the oven, this is what it might look like. And you can cook these straight from the oven. You're going to heat a pan, and this is where the bacon fat comes in. If you're making a full-on breakfast and you've cooked bacon, save that bacon oil and you'll put it here instead of using this cooking oil. But for those vegan folks, the cooking oil is just fine. Wait for that to get nice and hot. And go ahead and spoon in those potatoes. Now, if you have a nice non-stick pan, you might be using a heat top rubber spatula to flip, or go ahead and use a traditional spatula if you need to scrape off the bottom a little bit. But you don't want to overhandle the potatoes. One flip and let them keep cooking. A second flip if necessary. And then let's plate these home fries. You serve them with your favorite omelet, eggs over easy, or maybe some poached eggs on an English muffin. Don't forget that bacon that you put to the side earlier to get that bacon fat. Anyway, there you go. That's our Johnny Diehl home fries. Hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making the video. Merry Christmas.